Hi, in this two-part video series, I'm going to show you how to create an augmented reality shooting game for iOS and Android. This is how the app looks like. It's a very simple app in which the virtual balloons will spawn in the real world and you have to aim and shoot the balloons. You will hear a pop sound and see some smoke when you shoot the balloons. I'm creating this tutorial keeping the beginners in mind, so I'll start with the installation of Unity and ARFoundation, and also give you some overview of how Unity works. Before starting with this installation, it would be better to check if your device is supported by the augmented reality framework that we are going to use inside this app. ARFoundation supports the following iOS devices, and it supports these Android devices. I'll leave a link to this webpage in the description so you can check it out. Now let's download the Unity engine, which is the main software we are going to use to create our AR app. Search for download Unity Hub. Click on the first link and click on Download Unity Hub. After it's downloaded, install the Unity Hub and open it. Once you open the Unity Hub, you will need to sign in. After you have done that, you will see a similar screen with 3 tabs: Projects, Learn, and Installs. So we'll go to Installs and we are going to download the latest version of Unity. I already have these 3 Unity versions, but I want to show you how to download the latest version, so I'll just guide you through this. Click on Add. Select the latest Unity version, which is Unity 2019.3.3 F1 in my case. It might be different in yours. Click on Next. So if you are building for Android, make sure you select the Android build support, and also in the drop-down, make sure that you have checked these two as well. If you are building for iOS, check the iOS build support. Now I want to build for both, so I have selected both of these. Scroll down and check the documentation. Also, you will get an option here which will say Microsoft Visual Studio. That's a code editor and we need that as well. It's not showing up in my case because I already have it, but if you don't have it already, it will show up here, and so check that as well. So after you have done that, click on Next. Agree the terms and conditions. This will take some time depending upon your internet speed, so I'll be back once it's downloaded. Once Unity is downloaded and installed, go to Projects and create a new project. Click on the drop-down and select the Unity version that you just downloaded. Select 3D, give a project name. I'll name the project AR Balloon Shooter. Choose the location where you want to save the project and click on Create. Once Unity is open, we are going to download the ARFoundation package. Go to Window, click on Package Manager. This will load all the packages. Search for ARFoundation and click on Install. Now if you are building for Android, you need to install ARCore XR plugin. And if you are building for iOS, you need to install ARKit XR plugin. I'll be creating the app for both the platforms, so I have installed both of these plugins. Close the window. If you don't have the same project structure as mine, go to Window, Layouts, and select 2x3 layout. If you don't have the 2x3 layout, go to Revert Factory Settings, Continue, go to Window again, Layouts, and you'll see 2x3 layout. Now I'll give a very short overview of Unity and how it works. So I'll explain what are these windows: the scene window, game window, hierarchy, project, and inspector. What are these and how do they work? So I have highlighted all the windows here. Let's see the first one, which is the scene window. The scene window basically contains all the items that we see in the AR view. So for example, we are going to create an AR balloon shooting app. So we need to add the balloons in the scene window so that it's visible in the AR view. The second window is the hierarchy, and it basically lists all the items that are there in the scene view. So right now there are two items in the scene view, and that is the camera and the light. So the hierarchy lists these two items, the main camera and the directional light. The game window shows the view which is seen by the camera in the scene view. The project window contains all the files that we are going to need inside the app. And the inspector window shows all the properties and characteristics of the objects that are there in the scene view or hierarchy. Let me show you a small example which will help you understand all this much better. So here I have two files. One is the image file and one is a 3D cube object. I will drop both of these inside the project folder. As I said before, that all the files we are going to use inside the project goes inside the project folder. From the project folder, we are going to drag this cube object inside the hierarchy so that it shows up inside the scene window. Now if I select the cube object and drop this image on top of it, the image is applied on the cube object. And while the object is selected, you can see in the inspector window all the properties of this cube. So right now the position is 0, 0 and 0 on all the axes. If I change this to 2, the box goes up 2 units in the y-axis. I'll just change this back to 0. I can rotate this as well on any of the axes. And also scale this cube. 2 units in the x-axis, 2 in the y, and 2 in the z-axis. Let's change it back. And by the way, you don't need to do all this. This is just an example to show you how this all works. And inside the game view, we see what the camera sees in the scene view. Now, if you want to move around the scene view, you can do that as well. Make sure this hand icon is selected. And while you are in the scene view, press the left mouse button and drag. You will be able to move inside the scene view. And now if you press Alt or Option, and while it is pressed, you click on left mouse button and drag, you will be able to look around like this. And if you scroll using your mouse, you can zoom in and zoom out. So let's do it again. Click the left mouse button and drag to move around like this. And if you press Alt and then click the left mouse button, you can look around like this. So using these two functions, you can move around the cube. Now, as I told you earlier, that you can change the properties of this cube in the inspector window, like the position, rotation, and scale. You can do that using another option as well. So click on this icon, Move tool, and you can move the axis of this cube. If you select this Rotate tool, you can rotate this cube in any axis. And if you select the Scale tool, you can scale in any of the axes. And right now the cube looks a little bit dull, and that's because the auto generate lighting is off. So go to Window, Rendering, Lighting Settings, and make sure that auto generate lighting is checked. Now it's bright. I hope this video was helpful. In the next video, we are going to start building our AR balloon shooter app. If you have any questions regarding this video, please ask them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them.